It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. Oh, holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. That Christ was born. It was a silent night. A holy night. Oh, holy night. Silent night. Oh, holy night. Oh, it's come. Oh, it's bright. Round young virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Yes. Sleep in heavenly peace. It was a silent night. A holy night. It was a silent night. A silent night. A holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. Oh, holy night. It was a silent night. A holy night. It was a silent night. A holy night. It was a silent night. A holy night. Oh, holy night. What's your wicked, y'all? Silent night. Sing with it. Holy night. Shepherds quake at the sight. Glories stream from heaven apart. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Sing Christ. Christ the Savior. The Savior is born. Yes, He is. Oh, Christ, the Savior is born. It was a silent night. Was a holy night. It was a silent night. Thank the Lord, a holy night. Oh yeah, silent night. Holy night. Yeah. It was a silent night. Yeah. It was a silent night. Silent night. Yes, it was. Silent night. Holy night. Holy night. Man, oh man, oh man. What a hit that is. I love it. Christmas with the Ruffins. Johnny Ruffin Jr. right here on the GMAP broadcast network. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try and give him a call right now and see if he's available. We are the number one faith. Hey, good afternoon, man. How you doing?
All is well.
Man, silent night. Woo! Holy. Man,
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, I was jamming over here, but I got fired up behind that, man. Woo! Man, don't you get me? Don't you get me fired up over here, man.
I'm gonna try not to.
You know what? I'm sorry to tell you and give you the bad news, man, but it is too late. Because I was fired. I was fired up before I even dialed your number. You want me?
That's a good thing as well.
You want me to tell you why?
Fired up for Jesus,
man.
But go on, tell me about it.
Here you go right here.
Jr. on the show.
It was a silent night. It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. You know that song right there, man, it starts off from the very beginning, getting you fired up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes from around the world, I want to present to some and introduce to other my friend and my brother. And of course, he is truly a man of God. I want to introduce to you Mr. Johnny Ruffin Jr.
Come on, put your hands together. Put your hands together.
Man, oh man, oh man. How you feel, bro? How you doing?
I am feeling great.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
Just sitting back, chilling right now, watching a little TV.
Wow. Well, I want you to do me a favor on today.
Okay.
I want you to go ahead and of course, you do know that I do have you live on the air at the GMAP Broadcast Network right now, GMAP1.com. Okay. You know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, John. I gotta start putting this in my intro promo. My 5-time Stellar Award nominee, GMAP Broadcast.
Yeah, you have to put it in there.
Man, gotta put it in there, man. Gotta put it in there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know, we have been officially nominated for our 5th Stellar Award, Internet Station of the Year. And you know what? It's just good to be recognized. You know, somebody say, well, you know, have you ever won? No, I won. You know what? I don't need to win. I already won. Okay?
Already won. Exactly.
You know, I don't. Oh my God! I already don't. Oh my God! I'm getting fired up again. Listen, let me go ahead and flip the script and shift the weight over there on my friend Johnny Ruffin. Johnny, why don't you do me a favor, man? Introduce yourself to the people, man. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from, and then we want to dive right in and talk about the ministry that God has blessed you with.
Okay. Well, my name is Johnny Ruffin, and I am what you would consider a nationally known recording artist or whatever. I'm from Lewiston, North Carolina, and it's a little bitty small place. We got a dollar store and we got a light. That's it. We don't have a grocery store.
Wow.
So, but other than that, I'm a singer, as well as I am a behavioral specialist in an elementary school near where I am.
Amen. He said a dollar store and a stoplight.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Sometimes.
Oh, and I forgot. I am a minister of music as well at a church in my area as well.
Amen.
Nebo Baptist Church. I'm the minister of music where I'm there every Sunday, letting the Lord use me.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
How he yes, sir.
Well, you know what? I must say that the Lord is using you, and I'm just honored. I'm just honored that you have taken the opportunity to be a part of our platform here at the GMAP Broadcast Network. And, you know, I do want to dive in and talk a little bit about this music. I know that you have been in the music ministry or in the music industry for quite some time. You have worked with a lot of people. So why don't you share, you know, just a little bit about how it all began and came together for Johnny Ruffin Jr. in the music industry?
Okay, well, back when I was 3 years old, basically, Grandma, I used to go to her house and beat on her pots and pans, and to just mimic what that I saw other musicians doing in church, and so from there, I pretty much developed into a multi-musician playing person, so I play bass guitar, lead guitar, drums, pianos, and being a vocalist, as well as a producer. I've produced a lot of records for a lot of different names. I've worked with so many different artists in my recording studio. I have my own recording studio as well. So just to name a few people that I've worked with in my recording studio, I've had Keith Wonderboy Johnson to come in. So I did a song on his project that he had put out. The gospel, Robert Williams and the new gospel keynotes. I produced their project and even wrote a song for their project. And I've worked with so many through the years as far as producing or recording or just singing background with people like the Brooklyn All-Stars. I've worked with them. I've worked with Daryl and Donnie and the Joy Boys. Been on several concerts with different artists such as Bishop Rance Allen, Douglas Miller, Pastor Shirley Caesar. So I've even down to local groups. I've worked with. I've worked with a lot of people. So it's so many that I'm trying to just name a few because they just all in my head. So, but that's basically what I do. Being as a musician, you get the opportunity to just rub shoulders with a lot of different people.
That's right.
And it's a blessing, especially when you've seen these people and you grow up like, wow, man, I would love to be able to do that. I would love to do that. And now that I'm doing it as well, I know there are probably younger people that are basically saying the same thing about me.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to do what Johnny is doing.
Yes,
so it's just a domino effect.
Yeah, and you know what, man, that's a wonderful thing that you work with some of our youth, because you know what, it's necessary for us to continue to reach out to them and encourage them to get on track. Reach for the stars. Follow your dream. Don't give up. A lot of times people give up.
Yes,
it's amazing because when I first started, Johnny, somebody told me it was going to take me tens of thousands of dollars to start my own internet radio show. And to God be the glory, I pushed the button and I chose that I was going to go to a local community college so I can go to school and start working on trying to get my own internet radio show.
Yes, sir.
I went to the college and then I saw that it had a tab on there that had a college radio station. So that got my attention.
Yes, sir.
I clicked, and if God is my witness, I clicked on that tab. And before that page came up, a pop-up came up in front of the page and said, how to start your own internet radio station for free.
Wow.
Come on, man. Don't you miss your shot.
Sir.
Woo! Man.
Yes, sir.
I pushed that button, and I've been pushing buttons ever since. I kid you not.
Wow.
And so I always tell people, you know what? Just follow your dream. Follow your passion, because God God has already worked that thing out for you. What God has for you is for you. So can't people will always challenge you. I'm sure they'll challenge you today, being who you are. There's so much competition. Why am I trying to compete? I already won.
Man. Already won.
Already won.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so I did recognize the fact that you mentioned during the course of some of the individuals that you had worked with, Daryl and Donnie. I just met those brothers about 2 weeks ago, and soon as I talked to them, their effect on me and my effect on them was just like yours and mine.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah, and I mean, we connected quickly. You know what? Before I had even finished the conversation, they had already said, "What do I need to do to be on that platform?" Yeah. So I'm just grateful for you, man. Now let's forward fast the tape up to this hit single titled "White Christmas." Christmas with come on, man. Let's talk about. Come on, man. Tell me about this, man. How did this one all come together?
Well, last year I had started on a Christmas CD because I had to do an event. And I was just like, I would just like to do a couple of Christmas songs just to get people in the spirit of Christmas. And so by happened this after that was done, I was like, wow, people really are responding to Christmas music.
Yeah.
And so I had the song White Christmas in my mind to do ever since then, because I was like, man, I love that song.
Yeah.
And so from there, I started putting all of the music together and start looking at what, I'm saying, I want to be myself.
Yeah.
And want to do this, so it just came about that I went in the recording studio and started recording. Sometime I was getting out 1 o'clock in the morning, knowing that I had to be up for work, 5 and 5:30 in the morning as well. But it was something that I wanted to get done. And so I really pushed myself to go in there. So basically all the music on this project, I played all the music on it. I did the background vocals on it. I even had a couple of friends to come in. Mr. Trevail Allen, he played saxophone on a couple of songs for me, as well as I had one of my friends that live right here in Lewiston. His name is Woodrow Wiggins. So he came in and had him to sing on Silent Night. And we just had a good time.
Wow. Man, you know what? The song, it seems like it just keeps getting better. A lot of times, people they'll remake a song and, but in this case, some of those traditional hits that we're used to hearing during certain times of the year, man,
yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, they're necessary. This is completely off script, Johnny, but I have to tell you, I have to tell you this, man. I have to tell you this. Somebody asked me, Pastor Kevin, how do you maintain a relevant presence with an online church? I said, well, let me, I had to share this with, I said, first of all, you got to be willing, in order to have your church grow, step outside of tradition. I said, because to me, tradition is frozen success. I said,
yes, sir.
if you really, really, my God, I'm feeling this thing. If you really want to pay attention to what's going on in society today, things have changed.
Yes, sir.
From the days that Jesus walked the face of this earth up to 2019,
yes,
things have changed. They have changed. Somebody said, well, would you be interested in coming to my church and sharing a part of the 7 last words?
Okay.
I said to them, you may not want me to be the one to share the 7 last words at your congregation. And his response was, why? I said, because my 7 last words are, for a dying church, is we have always done it that way. So I shared that with him and said, in order to allow your church to build and grow and be successful, you got to step outside of tradition and be willing to try something new.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The moral to the story is, that's why this song is going to be such a hit.
Yes, sir.
Because you didn't accept the traditional version. You stepped, oh my God, you stepped outside the box and you tried something new.
Yes, sir.
And it's not traditional.
Yes, sir.
And people will embrace it because this is how we live. This is where we are in today's society. I'm going to shoot it back over to you now. What were you about to say and share with us?
I was basically going to say that, the Bible talks about going in the hedges and the highways and, compelling men. So my thing is, yes, in the building that we call the church, that's 4 walls. But the thing is once we get outside of those 4 walls, like you're doing with the internet radio show and as well as other radio shows, whether it's Facebook, these are the areas that we actually, and that's why people don't understand when it comes to me. I clown on my Facebook. I let folks know that we can live, we can, just have a good time.
That's right.
And just enjoy Jesus with what we do. That's what I try to do. If matter of fact, and it might sound crazy, I was talking to a friend earlier today, and we was talking, and he was like, "Man, I seen a clip of you on social media where you was doing some jumping jacks." I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Yes, I was doing jumping jacks." He said, "Man, he said I feel like I was in the gym ready to exercise myself." I said, "Because the thing is not that I'm up there trying to clown, but the thing is, when you have people that have been hurting, people who came looking for a word, people that came to hear a song to bless them, they are the areas that I look at to try to help, people." Right. So when they leave, they're like, "Man, I had a really good time tonight. Man, that guy, he really let the Lord use him tonight."
Right, that's right. And man, you said something so profound. You said something that was so necessary to be said. I always speak about that too, Johnny. The church is in the people.
Yes, sir. The Bible says, we are the church.
Every week, we don't go to church. We go to a worship center.
Mm-hmm.
And that worship center is where the church comes together. But the reason the reason we say going to church is because we know that there's going to be other faith. There's going to be other Christians there to help us worship for all of the wonderful things that God has done with and for us throughout the week. See, so it's
yes, sir.
The four walls of your physical location is not the church. The church is made up when the people arrives.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Man, that was a mouthful. The doors of the church are open.
Yes, sir. Come on in.
Man. So, and I'm just so grateful for this hit single, man. I want the world to know that Johnny Ruffin Jr. has accepted and is a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network Global Media Ministry family. Yes, he is now one of our featured artists on our Featured Artist Showcase on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Just give me a couple of hours. You're going to see so much about it out there on places like social media. I'm going to post this particular conversation that we're having. We're getting ready to do some wonderful things, and we just want you guys to know, step outside the box. Try something new. Try something different. Don't be afraid to fail. Okay? Don't be afraid to fail, because it will make you stronger, better, and you will reach your destiny. As a matter of fact, your destiny was determined before your delivery. Oh my God. All you have to do is go through the process. And falling short every now and then is a part of the process. Because in order to survive, Johnny, I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, but in order to survive, you got to have faith. Okay?
Gotta have it.
But people need to understand that faith untested is faith untrusted. So you got,
yes, sir.
You got,
yes,
God, sir. Your faith will be tested.
That faith is the key. You got to do it.
If you test your faith, then you will be able to have what it is that you've been tested with. See, you people need to understand faith. If your faith is never tested, how can you trust it?
Man, you saying something there.
Faith untested is faith untrusted. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, of course, we are grateful to have him on board here at the GMAP Broadcast Network. But if some more individuals may want to reach out to you, Johnny, how can you be found? Is there a email, website, phone number, social platform? How can you be found if someone wanted to reach you?
Yes, I am on social media. What do you call it? YouTube and under Johnny Ruffin Jr. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I don't have a Twitter yet because I don't know too much about that. But I do have an email address, which is John, John, Blaze, Blaze. Then it's going to be 3 numbers, which would be 417 at gmail.com.
Right.
So you can reach me, social media. You can reach me by my email as well. And like I said, you could just pull my name up in your Google search, Johnny Ruffin Jr., and, maybe it may pull up some things there as well.
Amen. Well, of course, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, he is also a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network family. And if you want to stop by GMAP1.com and go to our featured artist page, and Johnny Ruffin is one of the first persons that you will see. All you will have to do is click on that particular cover, and it'll take you to the necessary location to garner more information about this awesome man.
Oh, yeah.
So we're excited for you, man. I know that we have some more wonderful things. It's kind of funny, man, because I was talking to Johnny on last night, and I said, Johnny, I'm going to put you on the GMAP platform, and, we're going to feature you on our platform. We're going to play your music, and I want to do a live on-air conversation with you. The funny thing about that is, I said, Johnny, what's your schedule like? When will you be available? Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I said, well, Johnny, when will you be available? We can talk about doing a live on-air interview. He said, well, I'll be home in an hour.
Yes, sir. That's right.
If you want to call me and do the interview in an hour, now mind you, it's 9 o'clock at night already. I'll be home. And I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. But that was, that spoke volume to me. And it really did, Johnny. It showed me the passion that you have to do. Don't miss your blessing. If God gives you a blessing,
yes,
and that's the attitude that you had taken last night. I'm not going to miss my blessing. If the opportunity is there,
that's
I'm going
right.
to take advantage of it. So I honor you for that, man. I really appreciate your due diligence at being willing. But if you had one thing that you could say and share to 10,000 young men occupying the seats in my megatorium. I created my megatorium, by the way. My megatorium. I had the privilege of introducing Johnny Ruffin Jr. to the podium to say something to these 10,000 young men. Johnny Ruffin Jr., what would you say to them?
Wow, man, I'm telling you, and it just hit me across my head because I love the Bible. The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. That is my word to each and every person listening, that if you trust in God and believe in what he gives you and what he allow you to just experience, take that stuff and roll with it. And when he direct your path, he's going to give you the desires of your heart. He's going to give you the wants. He's going to give you the needs. Anything that you stand in need of, he's going to give it to you because you seeking him first. And that's basically it, man. I can go on and on about
yeah. Well, you know what?
Because it is what it is.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
You said a mouthful. So many things change over the years, but it's one thing about the Word of God: it has never changed.
That's it.
And I received that. As you were saying that, I was putting myself in one of those seats. I received that because that's trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not on your own understanding. That speaks volume. Listen, man, I appreciate you today. I know that we have some wonderful, wonderful things coming up. I welcome you to the GMAP Broadcast Network Global Media Ministry platform. Listen, I'm going to call you back, man, but in the meantime, I want you to be blessed, and I want you to continue to be a blessing.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. All
man,
right, you do the same.
Love you, bro. We'll talk to you soon right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Johnny Ruffin Jr. One more time with this hit single, Christmas with the Ruffins. It was a silent night. On the show.
It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. Oh, holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night. That Christ was born. It was a silent night. A holy night. Oh, holy night. Silent night. Oh, holy night. Oh, it's come. Oh, it's bright. Round young virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in hell, heavenly peace. Yes, sleep in heavenly peace. It was a silent night, a holy night. It was a silent night, a silent night, a holy night. It was a silent night. It was a holy night, oh, holy night. It was a silent night, a holy night, It was a silent night, a holy night, It was a silent night, a holy night, oh, holy night. What's your wicked, y'all?
Silent night,
Sing with it.
holy night, shepherds quake, and the sight, glories stream from heaven apart. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah.
Sing Christ, Christ the Savior.
The Savior is born. Yes, He is. Oh, Christ, the Savior is born.
It was a silent night.
Was a holy night. It was a silent night. Thank the Lord, a holy night. Oh yeah, silent night. Holy night. Yeah. It was a silent night. Yeah. It was a silent night.
Silent night.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Silent